Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Um, Hope that you're having a beautiful start to your day. Feeling great, feeling outstanding, feeling wonderful, and feeling beautiful, and that you're filled with things that you really, really would like to share with the world that will be beneficial to the world. Today, I'll be talking about relationships with those that are 18 and up, mostly between 18 and 25, because that's between the time that people are still young at that time, still need to figure out what is life to you and how you're going to live it. People are at that, though, between that age, are those ages are moving out of their parents' homes, moving into their own space, getting jobs, and all of these different things. And learning about yourself, like really, like as an adult, set apart from those that you came up under. So you really have to take the time out to really think, like, do I really want to be in an intimate, like, relationship? Do I want it to be long term? What is it that you want? And honestly, what I suggest is, again, don't get into a relationship until you're ready. If you are between the ages, any age, honestly, but this is the pinnacle of your adult, like starting your adult life. Like I said in my last video, I've been in relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend relationships since I was a child. That's just how I was, okay? And like I said in the last video, I was told that I didn't need a boyfriend when I was younger. But by 10th grade, when I let my mother know that I had one, she, ever since then, she always made sure that, she knew who that was. So, if you haven't seen my last video, parents, that's really for you and your children to watch. But this one is for the younger adults, youth coming out of high school, graduating, going into college, getting jobs, and moving out your home, out the parents' home. Really just figure out yourself. Figure out who you are, what you want to do. Don't get into no serious relationships if you genuinely don't feel it. If you that woman that just wants to explore, and if you can catch my drift, you just want to explore, enjoy, do that. If you are a man that also wants to explore, young man, do that. Both of you. Do it responsibly, though. Do it with protection of your emotions, of your body, of your mental, financially, all of these things. Like, protect yourself in every way you possibly can. But you do need to get to know yourself. You do need to take the time out to see what you genuinely really want. I'm gonna be real with you. I had, at 19, my boyfriend and I, at the time, he broke up with me, pretty much, to say it plain. And we were friends for a year. We were friends for a year. I had my heart broken. It was like, oh, this sucks. But, it was like a weight lifted off my shoulders, because we were going through a lot within a year and a half of us being together. And he just, he was honest, though. He was telling the truth with, throughout our relationship. But he was just one of those people that did not think that I was strong enough to handle a breakup. So, but he ended up breaking up with me in an entirely different manner, and he didn't recognize it. But anyway, he didn't want it to be on him to break up with me. He wanted me to break up with him, but I genuinely wanted to be with him. He didn't want to be with me in a relationship. He wanted to be my friend, which would have been great had he just expressed that he just wanted to be friends. And that's the thing. We both were 19 at the time. or I was 19. He was turning 19 later that year. But we were friends for a year, and my heart ended up getting broken again because he told me how he got with his girlfriend at the time that we were just being friends. So I stopped talking to him, and I started to figure out my own stuff. I really did. That was the point that I was like, you know what? All right. And then I was lightly involved with somebody else, but they were just living their own lives, and that kind of like hurt me because again, it was not a lot of communication between us about what that individual was doing, with themselves. And I'm like, dang, okay. So my thing was, I just needed to really explore for myself. And what I mean by explore is, to not limit myself to one individual, and every individual that I was with, like, from the time that, like, I lost my virginity 2 years before, 2 weeks before my 21st birthday, so I waited a cool minute. And there was not a lot of people that I knew that was, 20 something that, like, it was always before 20 that people had lost their virginity. But I was like, I'm not waiting until I get married, because the individual I did want to marry, he didn't want me. So by that time, I started to really take time to get to know myself, take time to get to know what type of individuals I wanted to be with, take time to get to know who it is that I need to be in a relationship. And that took me some time, so I was doing me for like a good 2 years before I got with my current boyfriend, or I like to call my partner. But from pretty much 20 to 23, I was enjoying life. And I encourage people to do that with, like I said, protecting yourself in every aspect possible. So when I got into the relationship that I'm in right now, we've been together for almost 8 years. Because we were in our early 20s when we got together, and he's 2 years or a year and some change younger than me, but 2 years younger than me. I was ready. I put it to you this way. I was definitely ready, because like I said, I had time. I made it my mission to go and learn about myself, and to learn about grown-ups, not just boys, not boys at all, grown men, or men, or young men that were turning into men, and then older men. So that's what I mean by go out and enjoy yourself, explore, get to know yourself. What you really, really, really want to do is develop this thing called being honest, being transparent, with yourself and with the individual that you're with. Don't hide anything. Do not hide anything from individuals, that you're sexually involved with. You definitely need to speak. You definitely need to say something. You need to talk to them. If you're in a relationship, but if you just out doing your thing, like I said, remember, stay protective. You don't want to, as my mother said, you don't want to go barebacking. Don't do that, especially if you don't know the individual well enough, if you don't know what they're capable of, or whatever the case may be, what they have, unless y'all had some very deep conversation. But definitely take the time out to get to know yourself and be real with yourself. That's the first thing. You need to be real with yourself to be real with anybody else. And this is for the young adults, who are trying to figure out what they want to do in their world. Like I said, don't jump into a relationship. Don't do it. Do not do it. I did have a few individuals. Like, I had a boyfriend at 20, me and him, again, same age, but we only lasted a month. Because that's what I used to do when I was a child. If I didn't like somebody, but somebody liked me, I'll give them a chance. They got a month. They got a month to show me what they about. And if they not what what I want for myself, then we weren't together anymore. And I will be the one to break up with them. But if I wanted to be with somebody, I made sure to like be with them, and most of the times it was them breaking up with me. So, it just shows you what type of individual that, I've grown to, to become. But at 20, I did have somebody, and we were together for a month. The only thing he did that was like a no-go for me was smoking cigarettes. But had he not been smoking, we probably would have been together for longer than a month. But because he was a really cool guy. So that's the thing, is like, you want to give yourself some time. Be with people for a month, 2 months, before you just jump into a long-term relationship. See how you operate in relationships. Practice being real. Practice being truthful. That's how I was with people, with men. With men, honestly, I was very honest with, how I approached them, and how, and when they wanted to get with me and like me and stuff, I was like, okay, this is what I do. This is how I feel. This is where I am with things. And if you don't like it, cool. But if you're cool with it, let's see how this works out. And I had a good deal of male friends, especially when I was in vocational college, where, again, I was the freest. I'm gonna be real. I enjoyed myself in vocational college, exploring. So just genuinely do what you got to do for yourself first before getting into a relationship, because a relationship would definitely, it takes up your time, it takes up your energy, it takes up your attention, and you have to be straightforward, real with yourself to be able to be real with somebody else. So, like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Share this with anybody that would benefit from this information. And speaking of relationships, get this attire. Get this right here. If you about that healthy love, it's a great reminder. It's a beautiful reminder. So the link will be in the description below. I have a few websites where you can purchase that. Purchase this here sweater or shirt, and other things, actually. So please, take care of yourself. Again, don't jump into relationships just because everybody else is. Take time to get to know yourself. Between 18 and 25, it's a great space to be in, to really figure out what you want in your world. And don't let nobody rush you into anything you don't want to do. Nobody. Don't you rush into anything you don't really want to do. Really be mindful of yourself. Take time to get to know yourself and know yourself before you get to know anybody else. All right?